Hello guys, this is Hamid. I'm your host at leadgendone.com Mastermind. It's one of the best mastermind podcasts you can ever have. I'm also an author of 7-Figure Agency Mindset A to Z, and I'm trying to make a lot of 7-figure agency owners. But in order to be a 7-figure agency owner, you need to learn from the best of the best. And we have today Mr. Saad. Mr. Saad.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me, Hamid, today here.
Most welcome. What's the name of your agency?
It's HEXACLICKS. Hexa means 6 sites and clicks means the internet business. So HEXACLICKS.
Awesome. When did you get started?
It's like 2016. We officially launched as a white label digital marketing agency. Before that, we were another casual agency. So more or less 10 years.
What do you mean by casual agency?
Casual agency means like we started as a generalist agency. We started with accepting everything coming on our way.
Okay.
And then we redesigned everything. We cracked the code. We figured out everything. And then we reshaped our...
So when we started working, I remember, I guess back in 2017.
2017, yeah.
Became a specialist agency?
Specialist agency who can actually provide fulfillment services for agencies and businesses together.
So it's been almost like 8 years?
8 years, yeah.
8 years, okay. What's exciting today is that I know a lot of the friends who are listening today wanting to check base and ask where to get started, what steps to take, and then everything creates some bottlenecks. So first bottleneck is to get the clients.
Is to get the client. Acquisition process of your clients is one of the challenge.
Yeah, hold on. So first bottleneck is to get the clients. Once you start getting clients, the second bottleneck is to make processes.
Make processes, yeah.
Otherwise you get blown away.
Yep.
And as soon as you make the processes, you're closing sales.
Yeah.
The next bottleneck is the system.
The system.
And if you don't have a good system, you won't be able to deliver and you'll get failed.
Yep.
And what I see, and if you just see a lot of agency owners 8 years back and a lot of agency owners today.
Today, yeah.
They're on the same level.
Yep. Same challenges, different story, but the same challenge.
Same challenges, same revenues, or they're not able to grow up, stuck at the same level. And a lot of friends whom I met actually thought that they're specialists.
Yeah.
And they don't need to learn.
Yeah.
And the very first thing, and if you're watching this podcast as well, that means you think that you should learn.
Yeah.
And a lot of agency owners need to learn those things to actually mitigate the bottlenecks.
True that.
Problem is that who would tell you how to overcome those?
And on top of that, there is so much overwhelmed content available right now. It's difficult for you to choose between what's actually working and what's not working.
Exactly. So 8 years back today, how many agency members you have?
We were doing really good at that time, 100 plus agencies that we were serving.
Agency members?
Agencies, yeah. And
Oh, you mean like the clients?
the clients, yeah.
Okay.
And then we had a good number of customer base, around 100 business owners
Okay.
that we were serving. But at that time, it was like welcoming everything that is coming our way.
All right.
Yeah. Today, we have like grown this number to 5 times, 6 times more.
Okay.
But our revenue per client is like 5 times more as
The
well.
better.
Yeah. So we learned this thing over the years that acquiring a client and setting up your sales process is not just good enough.
Yeah.
To scale your agency, to sustain your agency, to make your agency in a good business shape,
Yeah.
you have to have the framework of systems and processes.
Cool. Get back to 8 years. So as soon as so for example, you're starting today, God forbid, you have to start again today. Step number 1.
Step number 1 is go to Instagram page and write down I'm the CEO and founder of XYZ Digital.
Chief Executive Officer.
Chief Executive Officer, yeah, or the chief gig or whatever you want to say, yeah. The first thing, and then you go back to sleep, and the next day you will have all the clients you want. No, just kidding. Yeah. So the first step is obviously, if I remember 8 years ago, it was all about sales. It was all about hunting clients, finding the best market to acquire clients and build the connections. I remember going to conferences in UK and meeting people personally was more effective as putting up videos and everything online. Today, all you have to do is get a good logo, get a good website, and just start publishing your content and start outreaching businesses. That's it. Everybody needs solution. Everybody is well educated. Your clients are well educated about the services that you're offering.
So if I ask you, I'm sure you have taken some glimpse of my book.
Yeah,
The whole book is asking you to become specialized.
specialize. Yeah.
The whole book is asking you to become local. But I don't know if you agree with my book or not. But if you have to start today, would you become a generalist or specialist?
Specialist for sure.
So what would be your strategy?
My strategy would be, it's very easy for today's world because every business owner understands the requirement for their business growth, which includes digital, which includes AI, automations,
You mean the local businesses?
our local businesses. Yeah. But if you go generalist, yeah, that means you having a general branding and you are doing for everybody from plumbers to roofers. The disconnect will be there. So there will be no connect. There will be no authority and authenticity for you in that niche. They will not be easily connecting with you. They will think that you can do good SEO, but you don't know the keywords about their niche.
Exactly.
So that will be a challenge. So niching down is the best strategy. That means like focusing on the local businesses for at least either a niche or either a local area.
What do you think is going best these days?
Yeah. So homes, and if you talk about home services, let's talk about three verticals: home services, clinics and practices, professional services like lawyers, movers. Now, if I talk about home services, if you go after roofers, if you go after HVAC, there are 100,000 plus registered businesses over
Yeah.
for each of the
US.
in US only. And if you go after them, at least they have been engaged once with some sort of service in their business time. Yeah, that means you cannot actually pitch them a unique idea. They will not be very prone towards you. So going after the very niche markets, like if I have to start home services local agency, I would go after space crawlers. You know, the space between the houses in America, they have the vacuum.
You mean finding the niche which is not being touched by a lot of agencies?
Kind of like blue ocean, or you can say like a red ocean, where at least you have reasonable number of searches, people searching for these business owners to acquire service.
Is it same like you do in e-commerce?
E-commerce is very brutal, if I may say. E-commerce is very brutal.
So a lot of people would actually, when they're hunting the products, they look for like higher searches and not being consumed by a lot of sellers, right?
So if we say again, e-commerce is a white vertical. If we go into it, like it's a funny story. I'll go a bit off topic. HEXACLICKS used to be an e-commerce agency.
Okay.
And we came with two of our $1 million e-commerce stores that we own today because we used to be an e-commerce agency. And then we switched our whole agency model, but our stores are still there. These are one of my...
Yeah, I've heard like they're doing well.
They're doing well. But if we receive any e-commerce clients, we are not very prone towards this. We are more prone towards the local businesses. Why? Because it's easier to generate leads and help a small, medium business grow year on year, rather than working with an e-commerce store who has inventory issues, product issues, fulfillment issues, competition coming in. As soon as the product is viral, there are more manufacturers coming in with supply chain issues in China. So it's a big game, The lifetime value of the e-commerce client for a digital marketing site is smaller as compared to a local business. That's why we have to switch up. So if I have to niche down, I would be looking for a niche that is not impacted with any season, that is year on year in sustainable demand, which we can find out from the keywords.
For example?
For example, the carpet cleaners are good, but rug cleaners.
Is this like only, so a lot of agency owners would ask me, Hamid, where to get the data of the niches? So for e-commerce, we have a lot of tools, for Amazon and a lot. But for agency owners, what would you suggest? Like, should they, contact you to ask about like, what do you think is the best one, or somebody in the US or somebody in that state or city? Or do you recommend any tools to actually find out which tools are going to give you some better ideas about which niche to go with?
So HEXACLICKS is also a very data-centric agency. We have our own data research wing, and I myself is like prone towards data, good with the spreadsheets. I have designed a methodology where we acquire data not from one dimension, not from like D2C listing or any association member list. What we do is like we compile data, we crawl all the let's say a state-wise, Google My Business. We acquire data from D27, we acquire data from Apollo, we mix it up, and then you find out like, all right, these are more number of businesses as compared to this niche. And then this main service area, like for instance, for a roofer, it will be like gutter cleaning, roof repair, roof installation. And then you go after the SEMrush and Ahrefs and you try to find out how many searches are there for these services. Like you would be able to find a lot of carpet cleaners because they are 1 or 2 man operation. You will be find a pressure washer. There will be a lot of businesses, but there will be 1 and 2 business owner operators. Owner operator businesses are not very prone towards the digital marketing, but a business with a good crew, for instance, roofers, for instance, landscapers, for instance, outdoor painters, for instance, remodeling, these guys want consistent flow of leads.
Exactly.
And then we match up with that. We don't just find out like how many people are searching. If you see, there are more carpet searches than gutter cleaning services. But if you go after the roofer, they have a big system. Paying $1,000-$2,000 for a service is not an issue as compared to for a pressure washer or
Exactly. They have a high ticket.
Exactly.
What did they sell?
And also, so the equilibrium, the equation of that comes out from all these data inputs should be good enough that if you outreach a customer, a client, that would be a business owner, they should have like a good number, they should have like a good affordability index. It should not be like they hardly are bearing the cost for, for their truck.
Or they're just making for the living.
So that's very important.
So you mentioned you have to gather up the data from different tools. You mentioned about D7. We talked about Seamless,
Apollo, and then directories.
Local directories. You talk about GMB. And then once you have accommodated all of that stuff, then actually you can, based on like finding out like how many businesses are there in that niche, then go ahead and find like how many people are actually searching for it. And so you mean like the end tool is still the SEMrush, the keyword planner, and all that, just to make sure and see like how many people are
validating the idea
for those particular niches.
And then in the end, now we are in the AI automation era. So go to the ChatGPT. We have a whole structure of a prompt where we give them the top 10, top 20 niches, businesses, with the cities, with the for instance, if you talk about tree services. So if a tree service business is casually either being done by the husband and wife business, or either it's like a 2-man business, or either it's like a complete fully focused, fully functional business. That means they have like good 10, 15 crew members, and they are doing like good 100, 150,000 a month, or they are doing 10, 20,000 a month if they're a husband, wife, So now you go and you put all the data with the ChatGPT and you say like, give me the best areas, because if you go into Texas, there are all these Hispanic people over there. They are not very prone towards outsourcing for marketing. They're not very prone towards, acquiring new customer funnels and everything.
Maybe technology.
But if you go on the east side, there will be businesses who do not want to be engaged. They will not be the people who will be trimming trees. They will be the actual business owners, and they have people for that, and they are more prone towards technology. So now ChatGPT will give you the whole idea, and then you put it, and I'll mention in the podcast comments a tool that we use. I forgot the name right now. It's an open source mapping tool. So you put all the CSV into that tool and you visualize everything. So in America, where you can actually have more good equilibrium of the more affordability index based on businesses in one single name.
I would love to know that, because
it's called Kelger something.
Yeah, we have been working on the market research. So market research is extremely important especially for the new agency owners who are emerging. They want to know about like which niche to go with. So if I ask you like, would you go with 10 niches at a time, or 3 niches at a time, 1 niche at a time, or would you A/B test, or what would be your strategy?
So niche is my favorite topic. There are businesses where customers go to the business owner side. There are businesses where the business goes actually to the customer side. So for instance, if you are in a repair business, the customer walks to the business owner. If you are in a tree trimming or in a home service, most of the home services, the business owner walks towards the customer. So it's like
so let me rephrase my question. If you're an agency owner, you're providing marketing services. Would you go with 1 niche? Would you go with 3 niches? Would you go with 5? Would you go with 10? Or would you go with any niche?
So, the spectrum of the similarity of the features of the businesses, if I have to choose with 5 to 10 different niches, I would not go outside of that spectrum. So for instance, if I'm going into home services, I will be focusing more on the exterior of the home, like concrete, pavement, foundation repair, like painters, like landscapers, tree trimmers. So this way I have the similarity of the businesses. So it will be far easier for me to market the business to those business owners, because there are so many similarities. It's easier for my funnels to react and respond.
So you can relate.
But if you have like a roofer, and then you have a plumber, and then you have like I don't know, like whole masonry.
So just micro niche a little bit.
Micro niche a little bit, so they have the similarity, and then you will eventually find out the best that is working for you.
I've seen a lot of agency owners doing sites like plumbing marketing or roofer marketing. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, basically, I know the plumber.
Would you make like 5 different sites for such a strategy, or
No. I used to thought about that when SEO was so easy, where we call it like brand jacking the whole first page, and you have same keywords with multiple websites. And then I remember Google announcing the policy where you can't actually put up your 2 ads on the same keyword. So those was the golden days, by the way. Starting agencies were much easier at that time. Going exactly for a one niche, that means like if you are talking about HVAC, that means there are 7 different services that are being covered.
Yeah.
Same goes with the plumbers. You can easily, as I mentioned in the earlier, you can easily brand yourself. You can easily relate with those people. That means you are going all guerrilla and aggressive with that. You are joining their associations. You are meeting those people. You are not missing out their events. You are everywhere.
Yeah.
If there is
and they know you personally.
and they know you personally, because if this is our go-to guy for marketing, exactly like they have go-to guys for tools and equipment and crews.
Okay, next question. So if you're targeting a roofing company, what would be your cold call be?
Oh,
Pitch me.
pitch you. All right. That will be, hey, my name is Tom. Did I catch you on the right time? So I followed.
I'm a roofer. I'm a business owner, runs a company, roofing company. My name is Hamid. Pitch me.
All right. Hey, did I catch you on the right time? I'm sorry. Is it Hamid?
Yes, Hamid.
It's I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just got information about you. I'm not sure if you are the right person. Can I get 30 seconds of your time, like just to talk?
Quick. Yeah. What are you looking for?
Nothing. Basically, we were working with one of your a business like yours. A few of my customers want some services, and they referred me to you. Are you doing some marketing for your business?
I just get clients by word of mouth.
Oh, so you are not somebody who can actually think about investing to scale. All right. Is this true?
I want to scale.
You want to scale? Okay. For that, I never saw your ad anywhere. I was like Googling, and I found few of your other businesses.
I had agency owners, but they didn't do well. They just waste time.
I agree. That's one of the challenge that I see every day. Have you been a victim of budget burnout? Like you
Always.
Oh my God, that's exactly what happens all the time. And we have learned over the years that Google actually wants to pull more money out of your pocket. Do you agree with that?
I agree with that, but I think with the right marketer.
Is the right marketer? Who is the right marketer for you?
I don't know. I've never met yet.
Oh, that's probably this is the call. Probably this is the call where we are actually.
All right. Who are you? Who are you?
I'm the guy who saves you money and implement AI automation for your digital outreach and help you get more clients. And we have a full refund policy and everything. You've been listening.
How many customers would you bring for me?
In your area, I have researched. You have 8,000 searches just for your prime keyword. So I would say I can get you 40 paying customer every month at least.
40 paying customers? I can't even handle it.
I know. That's why I'm saying we have a small offer first. So for instance, roof repair, roof site and inspection. That's where you can go there and you can filter out the customers who can actually work.
Can you get me commercial?
Oh yeah, commercial, residential, you name it, and we are there. We have all the techniques and we have all the solutions. But you know what?
Who are you?
I am basically from HEXACLICKS. Sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. We've been so into the
What do you guys do?
We help businesses like yourself to actually increase the capacity and bring the right customers. So you don't actually serving for everybody. You serve for the customer who brings you good money.
Awesome. Few learnings. I wanted you guys to actually have the taste from Saad. So the way he took the call was very interesting. In the entire call, he didn't mention, "Hey sir, I'm calling you from HEXACLICKS. I've got 100 plus marketers. We have been working for the last 10 years." In the entire call, Saad has been talking about my business.
Yep.
In the entire call, Saad has been talking about the value he can give to my business. And in the entire call, he's been trying to help me out. So tell me, what did you have in mind when you were talking to me?
So I call it like 2 approaches. One is from Jeremy Minor. the confused approach. So they do not quit. You have to, sales proof yourself to be identified by your prospect that it's a sales call. So confusion, tonality with a lot of confusion means they are relating you as a customer. They're not going and thinking that you are a marketer or,
You're just selling something.
you're just selling something. That means you are now into the conversation. And once you are in the conversation, now you have to make sure you act like a doctor. You are the doctor.
The specialist.
Doctor. The guy.
Have the cure.
When you go to the hospital, the doctor, you are the customer of the doctor.
Yeah.
But you are bringing them your pain. And
And he's providing the solution.
they are providing you the solution which will provide you your cure, and they will make you pain free. So that's where my approach comes in. I talk like I'm your doctor. I am the solution provider. I will help you fix your problems first. I will not push you with my services. I will not push you with my products.
Okay, I get closed. You got me.
Yeah.
What you gonna do as the next step?
5 years it took me to build this system. Onboarding used to be me going with the client and greeting him and talking hours and hours with them. And
I remember.
You remember, yeah? And missing everything out in the world,
Yeah, I remember like you were taking a call with a customer. You took a couple of hours trying to convince him for the marketing. And then I took the call like 2017. I told him, hey, if you don't do search engine optimization and the strategy which we told you, you're not going to get the sales. Are you going to work with us? He said, yes, go ahead.
Exactly. So it took us like good 5 years to learn this thing, that you do not have to invest a lot of your time personally, but you have to design the system where onboarding is automated, where these business owners even don't have a lot of time in their pockets, that they talk and they listen.
And they are not well organized.
And they're paying you to not get the traffic. They're paying you to not see and learn everything about
the clients.
They want to, their clients, they want to see the end result, which is money in their pockets, cash flow. One step back, it's leads. One step back, it's traffic and website and everything. So we just have to explain them the strategy, the process. And for that, we have built onboarding automations, where the person comes in, they have to provide us the accesses, they have to provide us their goals and information, they have to provide us any pain areas and everything, which is the one simple form. So it's not an overwhelming thing. Our client success team goes with the client, takes all the information, fills out that form, everything goes automatically to our Slack channels, Trello, Asana, ClickUp. All different teams are notified. There is an onboarding doc created automatically, placed in the shared drive folder with all the information for each department. So if it's like, then we have different services. For instance, our sales team have sold them with the funnel plus Google ad, Facebook ad, quick lead strategy. That means only the PPC team and the media buying team with the landing page team will be notified, sorry. And if it's a full-fledged package with SEO, email marketing, so all departments will be notified. So this way, it's not like a person manually going after, hey, hey, PPC guy, hey, it's your project. My whole team is automatically informed about the new onboarding and how much work they need to be done. Everything is in that document. What is the strategy that has been discussed? So first is the cold call.
And your sales guy mentioned that, or your?
No. So the first call is the sales guy, SDR. That goes with the closer. Once the closer closes the call, it goes with the business development relationship guy. So that.
Do you call it like a point of contact?
No. And the point of contact is the client success team member.
Yeah. Okay.
So there are like 4, initial contacts with our prospect to the client. So the BD guy is the guy who is responsible for relationship building.
Yeah.
And he's the guy who cross-sell and upsell after a couple of months as well,
You're not going to leave that, I'm sure.
Yeah. So if that guy comes with the Google ads only, after a couple of weeks, he will touch base, he will talk about different things, he will talk about the strategy, he will talk about the reports, because first week or first month report is ready. He will then convince him on buying something.
Okay, we get the clients running. Next question. If I'm a new agency owner, I got like maybe 3 or 4 clients, not a large portfolio. What do you think I should charge to a customer on a retainer basis, and the minimum set of services?
So it completely depends. If you have a case study, if you have a good portfolio, the face of your agency testimonials, if you have those guys already there, you can charge them from $1,000 to $2,500.
Okay.
But if you do not have anybody who have
you don't have case studies,
then I think you should be charging around 1,000, something around 997, something that is more affordable.
maybe 700-800.
Almost 700-800, yeah.
And what would you give them, like SEO, Google ads, or what?
So I believe in bifurcated services where each need is being properly implemented. So if you go to a client and you offer them everything, and they say like, my wife is already running the ads, that means they will not be buying all the other services as well if they are packaged together. So if you offer them, all right, you run with the ads, we manage your SEO and website and all the content over there. So you can have like, again, 3 pricing packages, one bifurcated, second one is 2 combos, and third one is aggressive.
Got it. Okay. Okay. That sounds good. So you got some idea about the pricing package. You also got some idea about onboarding as well. You got 50 of such clients.
Then you can charge $6,000 easily.
Okay. So you go with that. All right. So you got 50 clients. They're paying, let's say, $1,500 a month. You're somewhere around 7 figures annually for the revenue.
Yeah.
Next bottleneck.
The next bottleneck is your
System.
dark side of the agency owner.
Here we go. So, okay. All right. So before the system, what is that dark side?
The dark side is you think you are going on the right track, and you are buying back your time.
Yeah. You're a superhero.
You are a superhero, and you are doing financially good, and your wife is happy. You are doing good on vacations, and then you eventually realize there is a turnover. There are clients who turn out. There are clients who are not satisfied, and you have never thought about setting up a system which will help you buy back your time.
Yeah.
And at that time, you are wearing multiple hats, and you are starting to rethink if this is something that you want to continue as an agency owner.
You start realizing about the role. So a lot of times what I realize is that an agency owner gets overwhelmed with a lot of work because he or she is wearing multiple hats. And I've even realized that agency owner doesn't even realize that it's different roles that he's working on. And he needs to actually probably delegate some of the roles to other team members. So let's talk about, reducing this turnout. And how do we overcome that? Because every agency owner has a fear that what if I delegate my client management to another guy and he's not taking my client well? What if I stop coding and I share my work with another developer and he ruins the code? What if I give the design to someone else and they don't understand the client or the direction? So all these what ifs, you have come a long way. So what would you do to actually practically minimize those?
So the answer would be a bit long. I started this agency as an SEO expert. I started my career as an SEO expert. I love search engines. I love data. And then
you want to do it yourself?
I want to do it myself. And I feel like I'm the best in the game. And all the people that I'm hiring, I have to teach them. I have to train them. And they do chunks of those tasks, but they cannot acquire the whole experience. And
if they do, they're going to leave you.
They're going to leave me, or these guys will actually screw up some things, So I am the one who is ending up doing all the SEO work. I'm not just creating the strategy, but I have all these employees, but they're not good for nothing. And since I'm the boss, they never say no to me. They never say, you can delegate us, or we will take care of this, And then comes in Google ads, Facebook ads. So I learn everything myself. I bring in the results. Now, as soon as I hand it over to my...
the results are going to go down.
The results are going to go down. So I lost my confidence right there and then on my team. And then the website development. So I was sitting with my developer and I was seeing he is doing like some sketchy things, pulling up some null plugins and uploading it. I was like, man, you're not doing good. So every time he's developing, I'm sitting with him. I'm having the access for my servers and hostings, and with confidentiality, I'm like not losing. I'm not having trust, because they will screw up. That end up me seeing a lot of my clients turn out, because me being the perfectionist, me being the expert, me being not having confidence on my team, not helping me to delegate stuff. And when there is a delegation, so this is the dark path for an agency owner. You think you are the best. That means you are not going to buy back your time. Once you don't have buy back your time, that means you will start rethinking about your choices for services, for clients and everything. And you will eventually burn out. You mentioned that in your book. And once you have that burnout, then you will not be performing at the level where you will be delivering the service where your clients will be satisfied and they will make money. Eventually, you're losing your business. You are seeing your business being scattered. As soon as you start delegating, you will be having a lot of time where you can actually build the system, make transparency of performance, set up KPIs, set up the whole spectrum of processes where from the client onboarding to the client reports to the client delivery is being done. The more you invest on the system and less on the people or less on the
What do you
skills.
mean investing on the system?
Investing on the system means, so I used to explain everything to my team every day whenever there is a new client, whenever there is
You
a new,
mean like, first of all, invest the time,
invest the time, yeah,
the training.
the time. So first thing is time, second thing is tools. So I have practically used every single project management tool paid version.
Okay.
I love
What is the best though?
ClickUp.
Really?
ClickUp is the best. It's still glitchy and slow.
Okay.
But if you go,
Do you use that for the client facing too? The clients are also used?
so we used to have a client facing site. We create lists and share with them in the ClickUp. Now we have reduced it. We do not want to overwhelm our clients. We do not want our clients to see anything except money
So
coming
do you
into
keep them on emails or what?
No, we bring them on the Slack. We have a paid Slack. We have a separate Slack workspace where we bring in the clients as guests.
Okay.
So they have all the conversation over there because it's easier for them to have that in their mobile phone.
But what if they have multiple projects? Would you create different channels?
Yeah, different channels for each of the project, and they are very happy having a casual conversation over just like a WhatsApp, just like an email over there, rather than having them calling us, WhatsApping, and then
Exactly.
yeah.
Okay.
So this system is so powerful now. I have literally visualized everything on the Miro. Whenever I want to integrate something new, now I have more strategy people. Before that, I used to visualize everything, give it to my project manager. This is the guy who
How
implemented
was
it.
this? Sorry, how was this transformation happened where you knew everything in, let's say, in marketing funnels, and you had a fear that someone else would not be able to do that job? So yes, you did invest the time, you did the training, but how it became successful?
So I find my number two.
You number two,
As soon as and
like an integrator, or the number two in the execution, like of the marketing funnels,
the managing operation guy,
integrator.
integrator, you can say. And that guy, to find that guy, I have to find like 20s of number two. You got my idea?
Yeah.
I hired 20 people, I fired 20 people, and then I realized who is my number two.
By the way, before you hire anyone, there is an awesome tool which is called Culture Index. There is another awesome tool which is called Predictive Index. So if you have to reduce the firing of your team, so before you hire anyone, just go ahead and sign up to those tools and make sure before even having someone onboarded, have them fill out that Culture Index or Predictive Index form, so you understand their personality and find out if they are the real integrators or not, if they are specialists or not. Go ahead.
Now we have like teams from 3 different countries. So we never have thought about this thing that we will hire somebody who seems really good, perfect, pitch perfect, and eventually after 3 weeks they will not be performing up to the mark. Not even in, after the first month. So we have find out like my number two. It took me a lot of time. I wish I knew those tools and strategies beforehand. It was a lot of A/B testing.
That's why we're having this podcast, so you can learn.
Exactly. So you don't have to redo everything and learn everything from us and our experiences. Now, my number two is the guy who understands, who's like replica of me, and I'm creating my replica of me. And then he creates more replicas. So each department, everything. Once I have that number two, I hand over all the day-to-day firefighting tasks. So now I have at least ample time to work on the systems and everything, or work on the sales calls, And once I roll out different systems,
You actually were able to get some time out.
yes, once you buy back your few hours every day, which you can invest back into your teams, which in trainings, in documentation, in building out that system, how the client will gonna
Would you
onboard.
build the documents yourself, or you would ask someone?
I wish at that time I had ChatGPT.
Yeah.
So I used to do everything myself
Yourself.
initially.
Because
Yeah.
So this is a good practice actually, which I ask the agency owners to do that as well. In the first 1 to 2 years of their agency life, is whatever you have in your head, put it on the paper, build the procedures yourself.
Yeah.
And I've mentioned that in my book as well. The most important processes, I would say, which are covering like at least 80% of the processes, just put it down, put it on the paper, and give that blueprint to your team.
True that.
Carry on, sir.
We are a very paperless company, so we love Miro. We used to work on FigJam. I had draw.io as a free tool when we don't have enough money to fulfill my habit of using all these tools.
Yeah.
So I put everything in a visual form, in a flow, you can say like a visualized system for me. And then I document everything and I attach those things, put them in I have an OCD of organizing all the documents and everything. So my documents and everything is so easy to interpret, easy to learn. I convert them into an LMS. So we have our own internal LMS with all my documents, and then I took out a few videos of myself. That helped me to strengthen my system and implement it more.
Probably you can have I have a Google Drive.
That works. LMSs can be anything. I'm just like, I love fancy things, so I just bought a plugin and integrated. Tutor LMS is a good one. I have tested all these tools. So Tutor LMS with WordPress is good for your internal. Yeah. So you can even create one on ClickUp. You can literally create with a lot of automation. So as soon as a new employee comes in, our automation runs, my orientation video goes to him, the project managers, their leads managers video comes to them. They are automatically signed with their training. They're automatically being informed with their training manual. Everything is being done automatically. I believe in less human interaction, so I do not want my another employee to start training from the basics for a new one. So half of the work, in fact more than half of the work, is done with the help of AI automations. So now my system is there, things are being implemented. The way I transformed was AI and automation less. Now the reason I'm sharing the AI automation system is because it's so far easier for an agency owner today to automate everything, to build up the system for their employees.
So how you found out the marketing copies?
It's very easy. You have to design a KPI index. I call it a learning sheet. So what we do is, like, for instance, if it's a meta ad guy, there are like 16 different factors he or she has to be expert in it. Now we put a score in front of it. Score from the lead, score from the guy who's training him or her. Now that's is kind of like a chasing number of that guy. That's like his whole profile in this company. So as soon as the score is computed, we can see his graph, how much skills he has. He's good with creatives, or he's good with audience finding, or he's good with optimization, or landing pages, anything. That sheet defines a lot. That guy is now working towards this, on the gaps, on the weak areas of his learnings. He invests in them. He's being mentored. We have a whole mentee-mentor program.
So like a blueprint.
Like a blueprint. So this way, I do not want to go more into qualified side of the game. I put everything quantified. So when everything is in numbers, they can see, like, all right, I have 16 factors. These are the high priority weightage factors. Like I should be good with the landing page, ad creatives, and ad copy. And I'm not scoring well in the ad creative, so I have to invest more. So for that, we have different, internal trainings and external training using Coursera and Udemy. And we help them with different Facebook and YouTube groups as well. So this way we empower them to learn, so they can actually increase their learning score. Now I know, like, there are 15 people working for me in the PPC department. Which one is good, which one is not?
So next problem. I was talking to one of my friend and an agency owner in Charleston, and she was she runs a marketing agency, and she mentioned that like she had a team member who knew a lot, and then he got out and made his own agency. So after you invest a lot on that human, he gets out. Are you gonna overcome with that?
So 3 years ago, I used to have so many people.
You can't control people.
You can't control people.
You can actually block humans from working with you.
Yeah, basically, when you're so friendly, what we call is like a family culture in the company, that's where you have designed your agency to go down. You have to implement the sports culture.
Sports culture?
Where everybody is a team member. Yeah. If they're not performing well, they're sitting on the bench. If they're still not performing well, they're out of the league.
Okay.
The gamification should be there. If you have 5 Google Ads people, they should be competing among each other, and they are supporting each other, just like a team, just like a soccer team or football team, If they are not, so performance stays on the floor. That's it, simple.
How do you gauge the performance?
So learning sheet is one where we see, like, if that person is acquiring the required amount of skills. Even if we hire an expert in a Google Ads or SEO,
we set up the KPI.
We set up the learning sheet first. So that's depicting the skills of that person, and then we set up the KPIs. And that person is evaluated every month, and then a quarterly and an annual report is created. So we know what happened is, most of the time the guy is not performing well, let's say in November, but he was doing really good for 6 months. So every month we can see, and we can chart down. We have our Airtable where we fetch all the data, and we can see, I can literally see all my department, and I can click and see in each department which person is not performing well. So that person, if he or she is becoming a weak link, the mentor-mentee program comes in. They help with the lead, they help with the managers to empower that person.
How much chance would you give that person?
Right. So we have a very strict KPI system now. We used to have been a very friendly system where we do not bother them on compliance issue. We do not bother them. We used to be very startup culture. Now we are very strict with things because we want everybody to perform like they're working in a real business and they are delivering the results, because we're not. You remember the movie Co-Founder, where it's about the McDonald's. So the second owner of the McDonald's, the guy went to him and he said, like, you're not in the hamburger business, you are in the real estate business. So I realized, as a service agency, digital agency, AI automation agency, we're not in the service delivery business. We are actually in the people business.
Yeah.
We're not outsourced.
We are in the people business.
So we are, if you are a VA company, VA agency, you're selling people and their time. But we are selling their skills.
So agency owner means that you are in the middle between the people and the clients.
And you are the agent.
Yeah, you're the agent.
A bunch of agents working together is an agency. So that means, like, we are responsible.
You have to train humans.
We have to train humans, but we cannot rely all the time on the humans.
Yeah.
If we have good number of humans and they leave us, that means, like, your whole department can go out. So you have that system, which we keep bringing in. We have a good pipeline, just like you have a pipeline for.
So you keep a good pipeline.
Yes, for your talent acquisition.
For the new ones.
So that's what help us to keep bringing us the new talent, plugging everybody together, senior and junior. They work together, they learn from each other, and they present the best for that department and for that service.
Gotcha. Okay, so let's see your agency from the top, even more top from you. How the tree works.
Sorry.
The roles, the tree.
All right. So
I'm actually relating a little bit to the EOS hierarchy system.
Okay. So for us, it's more like a horizontal approach initially. The reason was because I was the one with the knowledge base.
Yeah.
So as soon as my system's been created, now I'm going in the hybrid, or you can say bird eye view. I have created a line of VPs, a line of directors, a line of managers, and a line of leads. And then
How many people you have right now?
We have around 200.
200. Okay.
Yeah, remote and in-house, both.
Both. Okay.
Now the issue is, like, we have seen there is a manager who's like experience of 10 years, and then we have another manager with experience of 3 years. So we do not believe number of years to climb up this ladder of growth. We believe that you have to come up with those numbers that are required for you to fulfill those KPI metrics. And if you are performing well, you will be probably managing a team who is more experienced than you.
Yeah.
And for that, we have designed 3 levels, four actually, 0, 1, 2, 3.
0, 1. Do you call them 0, 1, 2, 3?
So these are our internal HR and,
Okay.
so level 1 is for, level 0 is for the senior management, the VPs and the directors. Level 1 is for the managers and leads. Level 2 is for the senior experts, specialists, and level 3 is for trainees and interns. So anybody who enters into our system in HEXACLICKS, they are on level 3 most of the time.
Yeah.
The big hiring that we do is on trainings and interns.
And then there are experts.
And then there are experts when we have.
Then there are managers.
Then there are managers and leads, and then there are directors and VPs.
Okay.
That's how we do.
And then over the directors, is there like a integrator, like a COO kind of person?
Yes. We do not have like a COO position. Like, we call it like a directorship.
Okay.
So director of operations, director of digital, director.
And who handles all those directors?
Directly by me, CEO.
You.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we have a board.
By the way, do you call yourself a visionary or integrator?
Visionary.
Visionary?
Yep.
So, because when I ran my culture index, I always thought I'm a visionary.
Yeah.
But it came out that I'm very methodological.
Yeah.
And I'm more better towards being an integrator.
True.
And then I actually shifted my role to being more of a integrator, where I'm directly managing the departments.
True.
And actually it worked really well for me.
For my agency, I would not disagree with you, but for my agency, I have to manage 4 more businesses, as I mentioned. So I have to transform myself, you can say, from integrator to a vision.
Did you ever calculate your time, that how many hours would you give in a day or in a week for the
Oh,
agency?
yes.
Or anything comes up?
Yes. I work 16 hours on an average
Per day?
per day. I have never taken off. I do not believe in work-life balance. I'm more like Alex Hormozy.
Even weekends?
Oh yeah, I work on weekends. My office, if you visit my office on Saturdays, I'm there working.
Okay. So this might be a different discussion. He's saying that he doesn't believe in work-life balance. So maybe another part.
My definition of work-life balance is far different than many people perceive. So many people perceive that work-life balance means that you work from Monday to Friday, and weekend is your family time.
Or maybe you give rest time to yourself.
Yes. Okay. Just before the podcast, I told you I'm going on a vacation with my family. Yeah. I believe that work is something that I love to do. Work is something that drives me. My projects, my work, I'm looking at the reports, bringing new.
That's you.
That's me. So even if I'm on the vacation, sitting on the pool, sitting on the beach with my kids, giving them ample time, I want to open my iPad. I want to open my laptop over there. Yeah. I am that guy you see all the time working on the beach, Okay. So I do not believe that you work Monday to Friday for your business and weekend for your family. I believe work Monday to Sunday or whatever the days you want to work for your business and balance it with your family and everything that you love.
But would you do that with a specific calendar, or you're just reactive to everything?
Okay, so when you are a new agency owner, your schedule is completely different as compared to the agency owner that I am today. Okay. I have control over my time. Yeah. I can go offline for months, and nothing gonna happen. Okay. 5 years ago, 2 days, and probably an avalanche comes into my agency,
Exactly.
So
everything will be collapsed.
Transformed. Yeah, everything collapsed. Now it transforms everything. So you have to, now I'm working on different projects. I'm working on projects other than my agency, but for my agency, and I am investing time. They're not dependent on finance, on cash flow, that they're responsible for a client delivery. So I'm working on new things. I'm working on strategies. I'm learning, I'm planning to join the Gathering the Kings,
Okay.
Following you, Josh Nelson.
But they're very particular about having a huge balance and
I know.
We call it exceptional life, and we are very particular at Gathering the Kings. We are very particular about making a calendar, making sure that even your family trips and everything is organized and is in your calendar. Having a balance between making wealth, living a better life with your family, the spiritual life, the business itself, so everything. So okay. So you're saying that you like to work all the days.
I'm just like the guy, when you are in a train, and you see people reading book, people scrolling on their feeds. I'm just the guy with the laptop. Okay. I just love to do that. If I'm,
so you want to take your time, like you want to being productive.
Yes.
Is that what you're looking for? Okay, that sounds good. I have a lot of questions, but one last question before we wrap up this session. I think we can go next 5 hours like this.
Through that.
If you're starting, which city or state would you start in US?
I'll start with the Texas. I will start with Texas. I'll start with
which city?
I will find small cities like Longview. Okay. I will start.
Longview.
Yeah, it's like 65,000 population. It's
why?
It's a very the demographics over there are many old people living over there. It's they.
So you want to touch the market where not a lot of people are targeting?
No, basically, if I'm a new person, I want to explore a lot of stuff before I jump into the big pool. So I want to go there where I know there is a guaranteed services, old people living. That means they are acquiring a lot of services for home, for dental, for lawyers. And when you are there, the businesses, small businesses are actually small businesses over there. They need your help. And on a very low service price, you can actually offer them, services and make them your case study. And then you go to probably Dallas and Houston.
Very interesting. He mentioned that he would start with Longview. Go ahead and research about Longview. It might be your next agency. You want to boom, and with only 50 to 55 clients who are paying $1,500 a month, you can actually go to 7 figures annually for your marketing agency. One advice for agency owners:
stay away from agency owner syndrome or imposter syndrome.
Okay,
I'll explain that. You stumble upon a coaching program. I work with a lot of coaches, agency coaches, Adam, Erhard, Keaton Walker, Josh Nelson. I joined Josh Nelson program when I actually redesigned my agency. So I learned that as soon as you start liking this business model and you put up your Instagram page, LinkedIn and website, and you start calling yourself CEO and founder of extra awesome digital marketing agency for XYZ niche, you think everything is super easy. This means, and you start posting videos from your car, and you are saying like, hey, I'm waking up and I'm taking cold showers and I'll read 10 books today. And if it's AI, I'll chase AI. If it's ClickFunnels, I'll go after that. If it's new thing, SEO is evolving, I'll go after that. And TikTok came out, there was so many agencies came out as like TikTok marketing agency. So basically, you have to stick with your vision. You have to strategize that, and you have to plan it out. And you do not have to, act like an agency owner for Instagram, but you have to act like an agency owner for a true business person that you want to become to support your agency and scale your agency. That is one thing that I see a lot of agency owners fail. They do not realize that, and they fail, and they think like, I remember a guy having a discussion with me and said, like, you can just start your own e-commerce store with $29 by opting a Shopify store. I was like, do you know how much inventory it requires to sell or to be $1 million store? It requires $3 million worth of inventory to sell $1 million, and then the ad budget, and then everything else. Exactly. So when they say 100 calls a week and 2 of them converts, and you become a 7-figure agency, that's not true. That's not true. The reality is so different. You have to learn every day. You have to implement every day, and you do not have to like stick for the world. You stick for your business first, and then because when you become an agency owner, you want to flex out. I'm an agency owner. Just stay away from. Best coach for the after you. So no, honestly, I work with a lot of coaches, and we help a lot of their agency clients to set up their agencies. But I have seen that what you have compiled in your book from A to Z, that is basically the summary of everything. If you want to start with Hamid's A to Z agency mindset, because it's actually A to Z. And then after that, Keaton Walker is my next favorite. This guy is so calm, so cool, so focused. Yeah, Keaton Walker. It's Keaton Walker, I believe his handle on the Instagram. He's amazing. He's selling a lot of affiliate with Go High Level, and he's very good with setting up his own YouTube channel. So he's good. He's a good to go. But he sold his agency, by the way, to for a couple of millions. Okay. And he's now an agency coach. So he has a success story.
Very good. Sounds good. So I hope you like the knowledge. I try to ask the questions on your behalf. If you're starting as an agency owner, where to get started, which city, which niche, how to make sales, how to build the systems. I hope you liked it, and I hope it adds up a lot of value in your agency career. We'll keep coming up with these amazing sessions with amazing superheroes, agency owners. Until next time, this is Hamid from leadgenerate.com.